Last time I was in Venice, I made a huge mistake.
See, 9 years ago, I visited the island of Venice, but I was one of the hundreds or thousands of day trippers and was not able to spend the night on the island. I was with a tour company at the time called EF College Breaks and really didn't have much flexibility with that choice, but we did get to do some awesome things like ride a gondola and visit the island of Murano. I would argue that Venice is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and to soak it in, we are going to be doing a lot of walking through the streets, or calle as they're called here. I remember my tour guide from when I was here in 2015 saying that getting lost in the streets of Venice is truly the best way to appreciate this city. Now, this time I won't have the chance to visit Murano or Burano, but they are amazing to go to if you have the time. I have spent the last few days here lounging around and recovering from the Alta Via one. I've also been waiting for a special guest to arrive. I visited some of the local sites and have eaten lots of seafood. So let's get on with what I get up to while in Venice. But first, I need to make a quick trip to the airport to go and pick up that special guest I was talking about earlier. Look who I found! She's in Venice. We're waiting for the water taxi. We took the Vaporetto over to Venice, and this was my mom's first time in Italy, and she was soaking it all in. But if you've traveled internationally, then you know the jet lag is real. So we took it slow, walked around a bit, got some gelato, enjoyed aperitivo, and then headed to an opera. Guess where we are? The Rialto Bridge.
How's that lighting? It's nice. Attenzione, pickpocket. We spent the morning walking around, enjoying the fresh air and the not so crowded streets, as most of the day trippers hadn't yet made their way over to Piazza San Marco. We saw the famous Bridge of Sighs and the Doge's Palace before we made our way over to a very important appointment that we had at a shopping center. But wait till you see the views from the top. They are some of my favorite views in all of Venice. After soaking in these amazing rooftop views, we spent the rest of the morning exploring some of the churches around Venice, as well as some of the local shops. are currently making our way to Cafe Florian, which is the oldest working cafe that's been serving coffee in Italy since 1720. We are back in Piazza San Marco. Lots of hustle and bustle happening for sure, and signs of flooding. This square comes up a couple inches at night as the tide comes up. So we might come back over here tonight just to see it. What do you think? The hours flew by as we slowly strolled through the streets of Venice, and before we knew it, it was 7 p.m. and time to make our way over to our dinner reservation.
You got your portfolio. Then you start with the stuff you know how to do. I can do simple stuff. When you want to do something else.
I spent a total of 4 nights in Venice, and I know I didn't show you everything here, but that's because the first 2 days were pretty much spent laying in bed, editing Alta Via 1 videos, and eating lots of food. Venice after dark quickly became one of my favorite times. The streets were quiet, and you could just explore by the magic of the moonlit night and the stars in the sky. It truly was special. Made it here to the narrowest street in Venice. Look how tiny this is.
We finished up our last night in the Jewish ghetto, which was actually very close to where we were staying, and I remembered something that my tour guide from 9 years ago had told me. This right here was the spot of the first ever bank check. Today we are leaving Venice. We are on our way to the train station to catch our train to Rome that leaves in about 30 minutes. It's a beautiful morning here in Venice. Sad to be leaving, but ready for new adventures. I'm gonna end this video here. If you liked following along this adventure, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And yeah, subscribe if you wanna see what we get up to while we're in Rome. See you in the next video.